Your Excellencies, Lords, Ladies and Gentlemen, welcome to the Chatham House Prize 2013 Award Dinner. It's a pleasure to see you here. This is our most important evening of the year. We're delighted to be hosting supporters of the Institute, guests, including members of our council, of our panel of senior advisors, of our William Pitt Group, members of the UK government and the opposition, and representatives of the diplomatic corps. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. To start with, I'd particularly like to thank the sponsors of this evening's event, who are led by Shell, who once again have been so generous in enabling us to do justice to this special occasion. Each of our sponsors is recognized in the program, which you'll find at your tables, and I hope you can take the time to read through their messages of good wishes to this year's prize winner. The Chatham House Prize, which is now in its 9th year, is presented to the statesperson deemed by members of the Royal Institute of International Affairs to have made the most significant contribution to the improvement of international relations in the previous year. At the start of each year, we ask senior researchers of Chatham House to nominate one individual from their area of research from whom they believe we should select the winner of the prize. The list of names is then reviewed by our three presidents, Lord Ashdown, Sir John Major, and Baroness Scotland, who agree upon the shortlist which is put forward to our members. Our members then select the winner through a secret ballot. And I think it's this process that makes the prize unique amongst its kind. I'm therefore delighted that our members voted to award the Chatham House Prize 2013 to the Honourable Hillary Rodham Clinton. Hillary Clinton was nominated in recognition of her major and numerous contributions to international diplomacy as US Secretary of State, and for her steadfast work to promote gender equality and opportunity for women and girls. During her tenure at the State Department, Secretary Clinton drove the effort to reshape America's role as a diplomatic leader. She visited 112 countries across 6 continents, bringing a message of reassurance to US allies, one of openness and respect to those with whom America's relations were strained. That's diplomatic speak, I think. Let me give you one example that's especially pertinent to Chatham House. 2 years ago, the winner of this prize, Aung San Suu Kyi, could not join us for this ceremony. Though recently released from house arrest, she was still barred from traveling away from Burma. On the very night this award was presented to her, 1st of December 2011, and given to Secretary Albright, Madeleine Albright, who received it here on her behalf, Secretary Clinton was visiting Aung San Suu Kyi and announced that evening the lifting of a number of sanctions in order to encourage the still nascent process of reform in Burma. Secretary Clinton, she has provided strategic leadership to US diplomacy. She was instrumental in reorientating the strategic focus of the United States towards the Asia-Pacific. But she also provided operational leadership, and those of you who were with us earlier this afternoon to hear her speak at Chatham House will have heard that eye for detail and that specificity and that ability to sort out the operational from the strategic. She worked with partners in the UN and NATO to protect civilians in Libya in 2011. She worked with the EU to overcome the dangerous stalemate between Serbia and Kosovo. And her vision of 21st century statecraft demonstrated her commitment to build relationships with people as well as governments through town hall meetings and social media as much as through embassies and ambassadors. Building on her work as First Lady, Secretary Clinton also made vital contributions to promote women's rights. There is one example which is cited frequently, and I will mention it here. She led a global campaign to distribute efficient, modern cooking stoves, which will help reduce the nearly 2 million premature deaths, predominantly among women, that are caused by current cooking methods in developing countries across the world. And she continues this role today and has become chair of the Global Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves, which will sustain these efforts into the future. So this year's prize recognizes Secretary Clinton's achievements in opening a new chapter in US diplomacy, her collaborative efforts to address today's most pressing international challenges, and her ongoing commitment to make a genuine difference to the lives of vulnerable and disadvantaged people in the world.